I'm here with head men's basketball coach John Kaufman. And John, you're preparing the team right now for a foreign trip to Canada coming up here in the next few weeks. Talk about that trip a little bit.
Well, we're excited to really get our guys into a different culture and have a shared experience where they get to travel, go to a different country, play some games. I mean, that's a benefit basketball wise, but ultimately, my primary goal is building leaders and leaders of men. And I think having a cultural experience and going outside their comfort zone is going to be a great experience for these young men.
What are you looking to build from this trip? I mean, what are you looking to see out of this trip in general?
First and foremost is the experience of traveling. I mean, a lot of our guys have not necessarily traveled a ton in their life. Secondarily, from a basketball standpoint, we feel like our success over really the last decades come from building a tremendous culture and having good team chemistry, particularly last year. So I think we're looking to build on that and sort of reinforce the things that have helped us be successful in the program. So being around each other, whether it's in the hotel rooms or we're going to Niagara Falls, we're also going to Wasaga Beach, which is kind of the Panama City of Lake Ontario. So those are going to be fun experiences as well. So I think that's kind of the secondary goal. Then the third goal would be just the playing experience we have. Let's see, we're looking at 5 newcomers that are first-year program guys. And then we have 4 players that were either redshirted last year. 2 of them, both Kevin Harden and Max Landis, were redshirted. And then we have 2 players that played sort of limited minutes, but we have high expectations for them coming into this year. So getting them some game experience will be vital for developing our bench and letting guys sort of figure out their team chemistry for this year's group.
Now, the other side of this trip is you get 10 practices with the team before you leave. How important is that, both for preparation for the trip and even for the season coming ahead?
Well, we talked yesterday about attacking the process, and the process has been a big part of really our entire off season. And so this is, sort of a jump start on next year. We're able to give the newcomers a nice base knowledge of what we do. We'll keep things very similar during this summer session, and it'll also give us as coaches an opportunity to evaluate, see if we want to tweak a few things before going into the year. But ultimately, our goal is to really, really work hard for these 10 days of practice, and that's going to be the hard part of it, where when we go on the trip, everybody's going to play. We're going to have fun with it. We're not worried about wins and losses on this trip. Ultimately, we're worried about the experience and, the experience culturally as well as the experience of getting some guys some game minutes and kind of seeing where they are.
Now, being your first year as head coach here, how important is it as well for the guys to get a feel for your coaching style during this, get a little test run of the John Kaufman style before this season starts in November?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a different style, but in terms of my personality, I'm different than Tony, and seeing how I coach a game, how I talk to the players in a huddle, how we manage the game. I mean, that's going to be critical to our long-term success. So getting them comfortable is going to be a great experience for them with this trip.
Okay. Well, good luck on the trip, and make sure you to follow GoMastodons.com for all of the information on the trip, both during and post-trip.